Hey all, it's Jonah again, and today I'm here to talk about the Penius, which is a device that claims to offer support and enhance erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, and supposedly enlarge your penis overall. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. And if you notice, I have a computer right here. And if you're wondering, well, is that going to help you to ramble less and stay on track? Yes. But also, it is because there is a lot of information about this device on its website that I kind of want to cover and just kind of provide a lot more context about about the device and what its claims are and what what does it say it's going to do versus what it actually does. So let's dive right in, yeah? Okay, so today we are talking about the Penius, and that is both the brand name as well as the name of the device. So, per the website, the Penius is a device that helps, control erectile dysfunction. It helps with premature ejaculation, improves blood flow overall to your penis, as well as, penis enlargement. Now, this is a lot different than, obviously, a lot of the past reviews, because this is less of a sex toy, which is mainly for pleasure, and, that's what the function is for. This is advertised as a clinically designed and tested device. They do not expressly say this is any kind of approved medical device. So please, 110%, take this, not just what I'm saying. If you go to their website, if you go to anywhere else, or even just any of these devices at all, please take it with a grain of salt. Do your due diligence, and please, be very careful, because these devices are built to affect your body directly. They are made to either, again, enhance, improve, do these kinds of things. And in all honesty, the concept of penis enlargement in general, especially permanent enlargement, it's very contested. There are studies about different types of therapies and different types of devices, but not a lot. And even then, the amount of people that it was tested on, the results that were provided can be, somewhat positive, but not enough of a value to kind of say, yes, definitively, this does this, and this will achieve these X results. So, yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this device both within the context of the website, and then I'm going to kind of talk about the device in the context of my own experience with it as kind of the review portion. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm talking about, and again, that's one of the big reasons why I kind of have my computer with me, is there's a lot of jargon and terminology being thrown out, and I kind of want to provide a lot of context with it. Now, if you're looking at this and going, when will he get to the review already? Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight ahead. TLDR, this is inconclusive. It is inconclusive in my experience. I cannot give an accurate 100% review in either direction, but because of that, I can say I do not recommend it. I do not recommend this device for a lot of different reasons, and based on my direct experience, I cannot in good faith, as an individual, say, yes, you should get this for this does this followed through with this for me, this did that. No, I can't. I cannot say that, and because I did not hit any of those metrics at all. So there you go. Jump straight to the end. I'll say no. Now, let's dive into some of the context surrounding this device, because, what does it do? What does it purport to do? Why should I be looking at this, and what should I buy it for? So let's get to the device itself. So this is essentially the box it stores in and comes in. This is a nice little box, I'm not going to lie. So slides out. And what's provided with you, as you can see, is if you can see, this is the device itself. These are elastic bands that are used along the shaft length here. A fancy little storage bag. And very basic instructions on how to wear it that are essentially, that look like they were printed out at a generic printer at home. That's cruel, but I'm being very honest. The reason that's cruel, and the reason I'm being very honest, is just to jump kind of straight ahead. This device retails on their website, this device, for $158 US. I'm going to repeat that again. $158. $158. Take a beat. Okay. So this item was provided, obviously, to Lily, so obviously, and then kicked it over to me. So this is why we're basically reviewing it. So the premise of the device is that you can use it in two different ways. You can use it either with your penis when it's erect, or with your penis when it's flaccid or soft. Now, when you're using it when erect, this is what it's supposed to help with erectile dysfunction, because it will, be here on the base, and then this sits right below the head of your penis, and then it's supposed to kind of provide support. It will provide improved blood flow. It will provide support, and you can supposedly use this with condoms, with lube, which makes sense. The exterior of this is coated, per the website, in medical grade silicone. Now, if you want to use this while flaccid, this is where the penis enlargement comes in, because you're supposed to use this as when you're flaccid. Again, put it on. This goes right up against your pubic bone, and what you do is you essentially stretch yourself to then, same thing, put this right below your head, and then you wear it. Now, this is where it kind of starts getting very quasi, how much is medical science, how much is late night infomercial. So a lot of the big claims about this device. One, the device itself. As I said, this is medical grade silicone on the exterior and on the tip here as well. The tip is flexible. This is not, any kind of metal. But this is the metal around here, per the website, is magnetic carbon steel with 24 karat gold plated. And so the premise being, magnetic, because magnetism improves blood flow because of magnets. Okay. Gold against your skin helps promote blood flow as well. Okay. And, it's just, yeah. So it's really one of those things that it's very much one of those things where it kind of, It's basing its premise, like you see those commercials about compression gear where it's like, they also talk about like, oh yeah, it's got copper, threaded throughout, and it improves your circulation, it does this. It's like, well, it's probably improving your circulation because of the compression, not because of the fact that it's copper. This is where we're at with this device. So the main thrust of the device, pun intended, is that it works on the traction principle. And what it does is it works on what's called traction therapy. So basically, when you're erect, it's basically keeping you supported. Think of it like, when you're building a house and you have the kind of structures there to kind of build supports. It's essentially supposed to be a support while you're erect, and then you maintain your erection. Now, when you're flaccid and you're using this device in an enlargement sense, it's working what's called traction therapy, which is essentially taking your penis, stretching it, and by continuously stretching it, you're essentially generating more of your, it's going to essentially permanently lengthen and enhance the blood-filling material within your penis. Now, is that true? Is that accurate? This is where I circle back to my big disclaimer about please take this 110% with a large grain of salt, and please do your due diligence. On Penius's website, they do provide two studies. There are two scientific studies that have been done on devices to increase penis length. Now, context for those studies. Study number one, the context for it is that this is for therapy and treatment of what's called Peyronie's disease. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Peyronie disease. What it is a disease where scar tissue slowly starts building up within the penis, and it prevents full erection, or it actually starts a curvature. So this first study that they cite as this is why this works is that according to this dissertation, 10 people were required to wear a device versus the device. It doesn't say this device. It just says the device used in this specific study. They were wearing the device from 2 to 8 hours a day for 6 months, where the principle of traction was applied. The results showed that the curvature decreased by 10 to 40 degrees, the length of the penis increased by 1 to 2.5 centimeters, and the length of girth also increased. The decrease in the percentage of curvature for the entire group averaged around 33% from 34 to 51 degrees. In addition, the International Index of Erectile Function increased by 18.3 to 23.6. That's a lot of jargon. That's a lot of data, and that's a lot of things, but it basically is showing that in this very specific study, in this study of only 10 people, these are the results. Now, that was again a controlled study, controlled usage, fixed the control and variable. Obviously, the big variable being that people had a degree of erectile dysfunction because of this disease. Now, number two, they provide another experiment where this traction therapy was used as a treatment. According to an article published in LOJ Medical Sciences, men participating in this second experiment were instructed to use the traction device, not this one, a traction device, for a minimum of 4 hours for at least 3 months. On average, the group increased the length of the penis by 4.1 millimeters, which was 100.5 millimeters before penile traction therapy, and then 104.6 millimeters after. So they provide actual scientific studies, these are actual published studies, to say that it works. Now, does this work? Does this work for you? What does it even do? How does this even work? I know you talked about this before, but wait, what? You're throwing out a lot of terms. Okay, so the big thing is with devices like this, you need to know how it works. What is it going to do for me? What do I need to wear it for? How do I do this? How does this work? What am I doing? Per their website, again, grain of salt over here. There's going to be a lot of these thrown in here, sprinkled throughout. Their claim, their instructions, not these instructions. These instructions are basically just how to put it on. That's it. In terms of, okay, I got it, I know how to put it on, what do I do? You basically will, for an erect penis, you will basically use it for the time of your erection, whether that's during intercourse or not. But if you're using it for enlargement, their FAQ states, how often should I wear it? In order to get the result, it is necessary to wear it every day. You should wear the device up to 12 hours per day. Rather than wearing it 12 hours straight, we recommend wearing it for 3 to 4 hours with 1 hour breaks. That is a long amount of length of time, no pun intended, to be wearing this continuously on your body, stretching your flaccid penis out. Now, again, this is their, my take on this, and a take on a lot of what they're saying is equivalent to if you read about anything related to dietary supplements. Dietary supplements talk about benefits that they can provide. They come up short of guaranteeing or providing, yes, it will do X. These will say, yes, they are saying, when would I be able to see the results? Depending on the person, it can vary from 1 to 3 months. Though we advise you to wear the device regularly, and again, prior instructions, wear it essentially every day. The growth is permanent. That is a bold, very bold claim and a very big claim to make. Now, when you look up penis enlargement in Google, like you just start searching it, a lot of results come up, and a lot of results come up from things like Mayo Clinic, WebMD, but there's also a lot of other websites where a lot of these things come up. And even on these other websites, even on these like medical journals, anything like this, essentially data is extremely inconclusive. And not just that, but depending on what you're doing to enlarge your penis, it can be, either somewhat painful. It can be, yes, this works anecdotally, to you should not do this because this could cause permanent harm. And again, this is where I'm saying with this disclaimer, this is something that is built to alter your body. This is made to lengthen, increase the length of your penis, supposedly increase the length of your girth, the amount of girth, all of that, which involves physically altering your body. Anything that does that, please be careful. Now, my personal experience with this is that I kind of really did not enjoy it. Now, this specific device, as you can see, is literally just this. Per their website, there are multiple sizes available to choose from, and they have a full page dedicated to, if you want it for erectile dysfunction, measure yourself when you're erect and correspond that with the size on the size chart. If you want it for penis enlargement, measure yourself when you're completely flaccid, and then correspond that about a size up for enlargement, because you're going to be stretching yourself. This device is the XL. This is for, this is for a range around between 6 and 7 inches. Now, so here's a little bit about me physically to kind of put this into context. When I am flaccid, I try to use this as, okay, let's test this out for enlargement and see where it goes. Myself, flaccid, I cannot stretch to meet this. It is extremely uncomfortable. Now, when I am erect, yes, this fits. This fits how it's supposed to underneath the head of my penis. Even then, it is still not comfortable. Not necessarily because of it constricting and compressing around the base, but more honestly, this part up against underneath the head of the penis, it is uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable, like trying to, use it. And I can see how it works in terms of erectile dysfunction, because it would function more or less like a cock ring, where it's basically going to provide a little bit more compression around the base to then, ensure blood flow doesn't necessarily flow back as quickly. So, yeah, essentially, like it's, and again, I keep circling back on this, and I kept I kept testing it, trying it out, trying to figure this out, because again, this is $158. That is not a small chunk of change. And this is for a specific type of person who most likely is looking for something to solve that for them, because it is a big, big deal, which is why, again, I am once again asking you, to, please, if you're looking for a device to reconcile this for you, please do your due diligence. Please look at as much as possible. Unless they're on like third-party websites, take their own customer reviews with a grain of salt. Take any kind of testimonials, like just, dive in, do your research. This is not something that should be done willy-nilly. Like, this is not something that you should just be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go with this. Like, this is something that could conceivably cause pain, discomfort, or actually cause some damage. I am in no way saying this device will do that. I am saying anything that is made to permanently alter your body has that potential. So, yeah, so basically, again, like circling back to my original point, I could only use this in terms of using it while erect. I couldn't use it as the other function for enlargement or stretching. This was not going to work for my body. So, yeah, in that sense, I would say my results are inconclusive, but literally based on the price point alone, based on the claims regarding the magnetism, the 24 karat gold, just all of it, I am very, very suspect of the nature of this device. I am very, very hesitant to say, yes, you know what, go for it. So so essentially, please take this with a grain of salt. If you're looking at this device, or if you're looking at devices of this nature, please be safe. Please do all your due diligence that you can. And yeah, it can be, the reasons for looking for this device it can be serious and can be altering, and they have to be ones that obviously you are sometimes desperate to find an answer. And that is why there is a lot of things that are marketed to people who are that desperate. So please, please be careful. That's all I can say, is please be careful. Please understand like what you're going to get into and the ramifications and the results and anything like that. Don't just look at these products' websites, look at other websites, look to see if there are other reviews, third-party reviews, and even if there are third-party reviews, take a real look at what the reviews are. Is it a review? Is it me, a person like me, speaking about their experience and speaking about what it worked for them? Or is it mainly going to be also them basically explaining what it is, what it's supposed to do, and then you should buy it? So, yeah. This is the Penius, and this is something that I cannot in good conscience, say, yes, go ahead and buy. So yeah. So I hope this was informative. I believe I stayed on track most of the time, and if you have questions, if you have, feedback, if you have suggestions, please drop a comment, leave, ideas or anything like that in the comments on here, and, yeah, we'll get to them when we get to them, and hopefully, this helped. If not, I'm sure you will probably let us know and let me know as well. If you want to reach out to me specifically, I am on Twitter at Jonah_Pilgrim. I have in all my links, I have, an email and all this. But yeah, so again, thank you to Lily for allowing me to kind of hop on here once again and provide my 2 cents and feedback. And yeah, so talk to you guys soon. All right.